my name is Sameer Seth, and I'm Director Marketing for Dolby Laboratories in India. And thank you at the outset for taking time out to be with us here today. Uh, Dolby as a brand, stands for delivering spectacular, awe-inspiring experiences by creating technology which gives a better audio experience and a better visual experience. Our flagship audio technology, Dolby Atmos, which you would have experienced, in the content that you like, whether it's TV shows or movies or sports or mobile gaming, you name it all. Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, which is our HDR technology that gives you brighter brights and darker darks, so it expands the color gamut of the content that you like, is again available in any of these lifestyles that I just spoke about. Talking about devices, so Indian consumers are spoiled for choice of devices where they can experience Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, right from living room devices with that includes your television to soundbar to to home theaters to on the go devices which include your mobile phone. India is a mobile first market. There's a lot of content that we consume on the mobile, and that also comes with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos technology, or for that matter your tablets or personal computers, any on the go devices. And very recently we've also delivered Dolby Atmos experience in automobiles. So if you are being driven in a car, can that experience be absolutely awe inspiring for you from an audio perspective? The answer is yes. Our goal, as I said, as a brand is to deliver, unleash the power of sight and sound to deliver spectacular experiences, and that is what we've been doing. In India as a market, we celebrate 10 years of Dolby Atmos in India. And our first theatrical Indian movie that released was Shivaji 3D on 12/12/12. And it's been exactly 10 years last month in December 2022 that we've completed 10 years of Dolby Atmos. And this journey has been absolutely wonderful. Today, on the cinema side, there are more than 1,200 Indian films that have released in Dolby Atmos in 6 different Indian languages, right from Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Hindi, of course, Punjabi, Gujarati, Bengali. And the Indian consumer is spoiled for choices. So any film that matters to the box office in India today releases in Dolby Atmos. The filmmakers love the format because it truly unleashes the power of great storytelling. As I said, the technology should be something that should give a tool to the storyteller to deliver his creation in the best possible format, and that is what Dolby as a brand tries to do. On the exhibition side, talking about theatrical, there are more than 850 Dolby Atmos enabled screens in India. And since I am in Telangana and Andhra, I would also want to talk a bit about the number of screens and titles. There are more than 300 Telugu films that have released in the last 10 years in Dolby Atmos. Consumers in Telangana and Andhra can experience them in more than 200 Dolby Atmos enabled screens. So there's a lot of love that fans from Telangana and Andhra have given to Dolby as a brand, and we are absolutely humbled and thank the audiences for the love that they've given. And the same and a similar experience now is available also in the living room through OTT services, through music streaming services, through podcast services, where you can get a Dolby experience. And it's been an absolutely wonderful 10 years. With all humility, we like to thank the audiences in India for showing the love that they have for Dolby as a brand, and we would continue to work to deliver spectacular, awe-inspiring experiences to more and more consumers in India. Last few years, from a consumer behavior standpoint, what we've seen, Indian consumers are prioritizing on seeking a better experience on the devices. So they are increasingly seeking a better device that gives them a better experience. So that we've seen two-pronged upgrade that Indian consumers are doing off late. One, they're upgrading their devices for a better experience, whether it's a better TV or a better PC or a better phone. At the same time, they're also upgrading a subscription to their streaming services. So earlier, if I was using a single device standard definition subscription to a streaming service, now because I want the best possible experience, I'm willing to make that additional spend, and I'm now investing in a multi-device UHD, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos enabled subscription pack. So with the two-pronged upgrade, better devices, better content, the consumer wants the best, and that is what we've seen of late as a changing consumer behavior that has happened. And that gives us a lot of confidence that there's more and more content, which will come out to support each of the passions that we consumers have. So, it's a long journey. Dolby as a brand, as I said, is an ecosystem, enabler where we have the privilege and pleasure of working with content creators like filmmakers and musicians on one side. We work with delivery platforms, which include streaming services, broadcasters, pay TV platforms on the other for delivery. And then comes the playback. So we work very closely with OEMs and device manufacturers that, use our technology. And our work ahead is to continue this, work with each of these ecosystem partners by giving them the tool and the technology to do better storytelling. It's the consumer who should benefit at the end of it. If there is a technology that can give a better experience, how can Dolby, help do that? And that is what we will continue to do for the years to come. So as I said, talk about theatrical side, any film that matters to the box office today releases in Dolby Atmos. That itself, is testimony. Look at, the OTT streaming side. Any, content tentpole that releases, whether it's a movie or a TV show or live sports or gaming, comes in Dolby technology. So the consumer is spoiled for choices, and there's so much content out there. So how is Dolby unique than competition, if that is your question? We are unique because we have the privilege of working with the entire ecosystem. So we work with creators who create content in Dolby. We work with delivery platforms who create, who deliver content in Dolby, and we work with with devices. Whereas there are competing technology that compete with us, but most of them do not work with all three members of the ecosystem. They typically would be, for example, a codec or a technology codec that will sit in the device. They may not necessarily work with content creators. And that's the uniqueness and the differentiation that Dolby brings as a brand. So Dolby does not make any consumer product. Dolby technology sits inside, various devices which are brought out by different, OEMs. We do have products, but for the cinema side. So Dolby makes products for cinema. So we do make, amplifiers for the cinema. We make speakers for the cinema. We make processors for the cinema. But we don't have a consumer product. Our access to the consumer, end consumer, lies through the partners that we work through the collaborations that we do, through the, the whole ecosystem enablement that we do. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.